Canberra.
Can I say a quick disclaimer first?
But you can play him at 6 as well. So.
If you're a Canberra Raider, I'm looking down the camera here. If you're a Canberra Raiders supporter, Paul Kent, a friend/associate of Paul Kent, we just want to apologise
or
before...
P. Rothfield.
Any of them, to be honest. We just want to apologise beforehand. It's all just a bit of fun, games. We actually think Canberra's going to finish first, win the comp, and as the lovely folks at Fox League said in their bowl predictions, Ricky Stewart will get Coach of the Year. Jolly good. Off you go, Dax.
You took all my thunder. Thank you for tuning in, Canberra fans. We really appreciate you being here. They're going to be, if not in and around the top 4, potentially minor premiers. Tune out now. Check out the rest of ours. Subscribe. Leave us some comments below. See you next time. All right, Canberra. Ricky Stewart is the coach. And
for now.
Joseph Tapine, I believe, has been named as captain. Last year, they finished 9th. They made a last-ditch effort, beating the Panthers, Roosters and Dragons in the last 3, which, kudos to them. I guess last year they just would win a couple, drop a couple, and just floated through. In terms of pickups, they've picked up Miles Martin from Newcastle. Matty Nicholson used to play cricket for Australia, is now playing here. I think he's dead, actually, Matt Nicholson. Anyway, Ethan Sanders, Savello Tamale. I hope he's doing really well. They've lost Kotrick, Gula, Hola, Puru to the Sharks, in fact. Maybe a good pickup. Rapana, Schiller, Trevelyan, Whitehead, who has gone back to Catalans. Not back, he's gone over to France. And Zach Wolford got his long-awaited release. The draw. They play the 10 of the top 8. They play the top 8 10 times. Top 4. Dolphins, Titans, Seagulls, Knights, Eels, Dragons, Warriors, Tigers, all twice. They do have 7 games against the bottom 4, which is the best in the comp. To which Ricky completely complained that it was far too much travel and they got screwed on the draw.
Well, they've got 9 games against the bottom 5. So they play all of them twice.
But Ricky insisted this was an unfair draw. I
They
assume...
got the fucking second best draw in the comp.
if not the best. I
a-
assume Ricky is just... I assume Vegas must be just out of Canberra, so it's not a comfortable travel situation there.
This is a genuine question.
Doesn't matter that they get 2 weeks off after the game.
I don't know. Ricky complained, and so let's all hear
This
about
is a genuine question here. Has he maybe partly done this because he can maybe see the writing on the wall to an extent? So when it sort of the shit starts hitting the fan, he can sort of go, well, we got a dud draw, and that's why we are playing the way we're
Allegedly,
playing.
there's
so we can go back to that.
I think he said there's 48,000 kilometres got to travel this year.
Yeah, and the Warriors have double.
Yeah.
The
So
Cowboys are probably close to double.
Yeah.
I don't know. Ricky whinged, whatever.
They've got 10 games against the top 8 out of 24.
I know. They've got the best draw in the comp, but Ricky wasn't happy with it. I don't know what you want from me, mate. All right, their team.
The draw's the only reason I've got them as high as that too.
What do you mean as high as you
high?
Yeah,
You've got them high?
Savage.
We had this argument in the fucking...
Hopawade, Sanders. What are we doing? Sorry. Fogarty, Tarpanay, Levi, Papali'i, Hosking and Young in the back row, Smithies, Starling, Nicholson comes in at 15. He's actually an English back row with some ability, I believe. Horsburgh, 16, who looks fit as fuck, but couldn't crack first grade last year. Trey Mooney at 17, only because they're the only 17 blokes I knew who they were, so I picked them in some sort of order. Talk of do Supercoach first. From now on, Supercoach first, and then we can bag shit. And positive.
Tarpanay, 655k will get you him in your team. Average is 66.9. Hudson Young, 685k, average of 70 for the year. Tomoko, average 53 and will cost you $518,000 to get you into his side.
Can break a tackle.
Tapane Young, we've already mentioned. KO Weeks, average 54.2 and it was the 3rd best average of the Canberra team. Hosking will cost you $514k to get you into your team. Only averaged 52 minutes. I think he's an 80-minute player.
Yeah,
so I don't know whether
I think Whitehead going will help.
If they get him back to 80 minutes, then you would assume he'd be getting up close to the 70 average, and there's some money to be made there with Hoskings. And Hopawade, I like Albert. I think he goes pretty good.
He's very good.
Average of 46.4.
I like Lehigh too, and that's an issue.
Sorry. Only played 9 games last year. I think if you're getting a good majority of the season out of him, his average from 46 should go up high 50s. So there's some big money to be made out of Hopewade.
All right, what are we doing, Barn? Bring some sensibilities to this chat.
No, let you blokes go first.
It's not a who's who of players; it's a who's that of players.
Come on.
And I will be serious for a moment. A lot of
I'm
these,
going to write that down.
a lot of these players, a lot of the players, especially in Canberra's backline, they are players who have talent, who have shown talent in the past, but have just not done so consistently enough to show me that they will do so next year. And the players that they did have who showed that form consistently in the backs, namely Jordan Rapana, have now left, which is a bit of a worry for me. I've actually got Tarpany starting at lock. I think they start Corey Horsburgh, to be honest.
And Morgan Smithies starts.
I've got him on the bench. I got Smithies off the bench. Who cares? Like, I'm sorry, I won't be too. I can't.
Be nice.
Yeah, you got to be nice. Like, this Joseph Tarpany is pretty much 90% of what this team has, and he's going to be doing a lot of work next season. And I feel like he will be having a lot of standout performances in a poor side. I think this Canberra side will probably win 3 to 5 games next year. I will say that 3 to 5 games. I think that's it.
Tigers won 6 last year.
I know. The Tigers also won 3 a couple of years ago, so it's not undoable. But
they were very good weeks.
I'm tipping this Canberra side to win 3 to 5 games. Hosking, there's promise. Hudson Young, obviously. The forward pack overall doesn't look terrible, but it looks like a 50-50. And maybe I am being pessimistic about the old green machine here, but I just think it's been far too long where they've sort of been coasting at a certain level, and now they've sort of lost enough talent, and certain players are getting old enough now where it's just going to kind of completely drop off. Again, you hate bagging on someone, and you hate tipping someone to lose their job, but I'd say it's nearly immoral at this point that Ricky will not be the Canberra Raiders coach heading into 2026 just based off of this. The last thing I will say, though, because we've bagged on the Raiders so much, watch them make the fucking top 8. Watch them do it. They just will now. Yeah.
Why Ricky's got it so good is his best mates with all
How
of...
did you not have Strange in Canberra's 17?
I've got him in... him.
Because I had to find a place for... I'll tell you why. Because I think Sanders has gone to play 6.
Okay.
And I had him at centre, and I realised I had Seb Chris wasn't in the team at all. And I think Ricky really loves Seb Chris, and Seb Chris is a good footballer, and I think Seb Chris will be in the 17, and I don't know. Where do you put him? You're not going to drop to Mock,
6.
right? Unless you put Chris.
I thought he was like their best attacking option with the ball in hand.
Okay, so no
team.
Sanders at all?
No. 14 at best.
Isn't Fogarty like maybe injured the start of next year or something? They might be the halves.
He'll be the guy that'll fill in for Fogarty. He might even make his way into the 14, but I don't know how you leave Strange out of that.
Yeah,
Ethan Strange.
No, I absolutely had him at centre, but Ricky loves Seb Chris, so
he played like most of the year at 6 for him, and was the only reason that they scored tries half the time.
I understand. Okay.
No,
cool. Sorry, I'm just justifying.
You just want to see Canberra fail, don't you?
I'm justifying.
You're biased against Canberra. The Canberra fans are right.
Who's going to play 5'8"? I'm justifying my
Laurie
decision,
Daly,
and that's why. I absolutely agree that he'll be in and about.
So anyone to ask the question?
Okay, let's be. I'm going to be. Well, to your point about how Ricky doesn't get sacked, it's because his media are all his best mates.
I know, but
and it makes life much easier.
My thing is, I think it is a mutual quotations at the end of the year.
I'm sure Ricky's a great bloke. I'm sure I'd love to be with him. Like none of this is.
I'm sure he'd be fine maybe in another coaching capacity, just not this one anymore.
Look, I think their back row stocks are very good. I think Hoskins, Young, Smithies actually almost nearly discovered an offload by the back end of last year. I think he'll do that this year. I think he'll work out what he needs to do to be a proper NRL lock, but he gets through a mountain of work. Hoskins playing upwards of an hour is only a good thing. And if Horsburgh's fit, and as we keep seeing photos of him looking cut as fuck, he will play probably big minutes in the middle. If Papali's only plays, have his retirement 25-minute tour, I think Horsburgh comes in. So I think that's a good thing. Tomoko's great. Fogarty's, as good a goal kicker as there is in the comp, as good a kicking game. Nelly is using the comp, but I just think there's a lot still to be desired, and I still don't know. When you have a team, and a bit like Newcastle, when you have a team where Ricky loves blokes but doesn't know what they are, it's hard for me to say that, but it's a concern when you're the first grade coach and don't have an answer to that question, and that's my concern with Canberra.
Yeah, but what you're forgetting about Ricky is he'd be awesome to have a beer with.
Absolutely, and I hear, of course, it seems that way. I'd have a beer with him. He's probably... Yeah.
So, Ricky in.
Barn, help us, won't you?
Oh, there's a lot of inexperience in the outside backs, and that's, I think, a lot of what you guys obviously basing what's going on. But this forward pack wins as many battles as they lose, I think. I think they probably win more battles than they lose this forward pack. Like, you've still got Tarpanay there. Tarpanay is world-class. Papali, when he gets up and going, I think they'll stretch him out to 35, 40 minutes. I don't think he's going to be playing 20, 25
They're
minutes.
going to have to.
Yeah, of course they are. But I think they do it. Trey Mooney's hasn't really come on. There is something there, but it hasn't happened yet. You throw in Horsburgh, he's pretty much in the same boat. The nine's the biggest problem for mine. Like, they really have nothing coming out of the dummy half, so it just needs to be pass and roll through the middle, or just pass it and get it out wide. Fogarty's got one of the best kicking games.
My favourite
in the
Danny Levi
competition.
highlights are generally him just falling over the line on the back of a Tarpanay run.
Yes, correct.
Yeah. And good more power to him. I'm glad he's had a bit of a career renaissance. But
if they can keep Fogarty fit, he kicks them into position. He's got a fantastic bomb. He's got one of the better bombs in the competition, which will provide opportunities. Like, I think you're sleeping on blokes like Tomoko and Hopewade. Weeks could be anything. Like, realistically,
and
Savage, you get him into positions.
Savage is in the top, and Savage is in the top 3 quickest.
And they've got pace out there. Their centres are slow as fuck, and they're not rude. They're not great defenders, but they've got a bit of power in them, and they can push blokes off, and they can bully themselves away, for a try here and there if they get close to the line. They're really, the likes of Mariota, Sasagi, Mooney really need to go up levels for them to be competitive on a regular basis, and whether that happens or not is questionable. But
even Starling Expo, you know what I mean? It's
100%. The 9 is horrible for these guys, and I don't understand how one of the best halfbacks running around when he used to play doesn't understand how important a fucking 9 is to get you the ball. But
I don't know if that Steve Walters was any good.
No. I think Fogarty's kicking game and the forward pack gets him into enough battles to, then I don't see him in bottom 4. I've got him running 11th.
At best, you put him as the gatekeeper, and then Canberra fans get angry for me saying that. But that's what they are. You have to beat Canberra to beat Canberra. They've got a cosy draw.
I don't think they'll look like being in the 8, but
I reckon they're just going to be the exact Canberra they're going to be the exact Canberra they made last year, where they'll be ahead by 18 and then mysteriously concede 24 points for no apparent reason, and then either win by 2 or lose by 2, and life will go on.
My question to you is,
and if they're at 50-50 team at best, that makes them the gatekeeper, and all Canberra fans actually be angry at me for calling them gatekeepers and calling them wooden spooners, I reckon. But whatever happened to old mate that owed me $100?
I don't know when he said they were finishing top 4
this year.
That was like 3 years ago, but
I know.
We all know I'm tipping them to win the spoon. Which, by the way, I just want to quickly say something to Canberra fans, because I've had a lot of Canberra fans come at me on the page.
They've tuned out by now.
No. They want to listen to the whole thing to give their hate comments. A lot of them saying to me, but Canberra hasn't won a wooden spoon since 1982 when they first joined the comp, so they can't win the spoon. 2 of the last 3 wooden spoon winners won the spoon for the first time. So that's nothing. Also, my question to you is, I've got them winning the spoon. Are you willing to go out on a limb and say that they all win the spoon?
I told you, I've got him coming 11th. So
he is smarter than us, so I don't know.
He's smarter than us.
He just doesn't want to annoy the Canberra fans.
Correct.
Which is all right.
No, 11's not good enough.
They'll still be unhappy because they finished 9th last year. So
yeah,
I've still got them going backwards. But